Hotel World, this your brother Matthew Daniels, aka Ampu, aka The Chosen Few, aka The Real Bookworm. I'm not a bookworm, I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, world, may your name live on forever and may your memory never die. Hotel, cheers to that. Ooh, that coffee kind of hot. So I just had to take a small little sip. But I got some good news and I'm gonna get right off into it. I actually have in my possession some physical copies of my new book, Big Game Hunting, Exposing Police Corruption, right here in Tech City, Texas. So I wanted to do a quick video showing you guys and just doing a little promotional video. All right, what you guys need to do, you need to go out and get this video. If you're interested in the subject or the topic of police corruption in Texas City, you need to get this book. And you can get it on Amazon.com. Right, just type in Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels. You can get it on BarnesandNobles.com. Just go to Barnes and Nobles, type in Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels, or you can get it from my website, www.therealbookworm.com. Now, I also have a lot more content on my website, therealbookworm.com, where I give you guys information teaching you how you can make money off of your creative abilities, right? How you could take things out of your mind and from the ideas and creativity in your mind, in your being, and you can make tangible money off of that. I give you all of the information that you need to take you from start to finish, to take something out of your mind and put money in your pocket. So if you are interested in learning how to use your creativity to make money, visit my website, www.therealbookworm.com. But what I want to do, I want to show you guys just how I laid this book out, okay? Now, I kept telling you guys that this book is not just your average book. I'm just going to a random page. What I did with this work is not only did I tell the story of how me and my brother created the Nation of Liberation and took on the Tech City Police Department to destroy Operation Crackdown 2 that we saw as harassment, corruption, and a violation of the constitutional rights of the citizens of Texas City. But I also include a plethora of documents, right? A plethora of documents from credible sources explaining my point and also proving my point. Not only do I include emails, right? Not only do I include eyewitness testimony, not only do I include the court records, the official court records for a lot of this corruption that I'm talking about, I also include the newspaper articles. Okay, you see how I have that in there? I also include the newspaper articles documenting these things. I'm going to show you something else, right? There is a officer that I put the spotlight on, that I put the crosshairs on in my book. His name was Tech City Officer John Thorne. Right, so here's a newspaper article about a criminal offense that he was charged with, and what happened when I put this information out there and I promoted the information, someone within his family made a comment on my post, and then they hurriedly deleted it. Okay, they posted the comment, then they deleted it, but I was able to see the comment before they deleted it, but I was not able to respond. And unfortunately, I could not find that person on Facebook to respond to what they said, because either their profile was private or they blocked me. They very well may have blocked me, but they said something to the effect of, it was funny how I was saying that Thorne was crooked, right? And he never even took a drink. Something to that effect, basically saying, how people was talk about, oh, so-and-so wouldn't hurt a fly when you're trying to promote the honorability of an individual. So I want to show you guys something. Not only did I put in the actual article about his criminal case, right? Not only did I put that in, okay, but I also want y'all to see that, right? And if you get the book, you'll be able to actually see this stuff and read this stuff. But this guy has other stuff on his criminal record. Not only has he been sued before for things that he did while he was a Tech City police officer, right? Not only did he catch a felony case, injury to a child, right? But he also had in his past other criminal activity and I actually showed the court documents. It is misdemeanors, but it's criminal activity nonetheless. Driving with no liability insurance and driving with no driver's license. But what I do is I actually put the court documents so you can see it for yourself, right? So you can see it for yourself. And not only do I expose the felony that he caught and give you inside information about that felony that he caught that didn't actually show up in the newspapers that we read about, but I also included this article. You see that Lamar residents sued Texas City cops over unlawful arrest. He was one of those Texas City cops who were involved and named in this lawsuit for what he did to an actual citizen. So this guy has a pattern of behavior, and there are countless eyewitness testimonies of things that he did to citizens that they told me about, right, that I have first-hand knowledge of. Well, second-hand knowledge because I spoke to the individual, but the first-hand knowledge was actually victimized by this police officer. What I also do, okay, is I'll show you all kind of other stories. Look at this. Lawsuit claims Texas City jailers firing was retaliation. Now I know it's backward, that's because I have my camera set up, but that's why I wanted to read it to you guys. And what I do is I put in an article that was ran that exposed the fact that a Texas City jailer was fired out of retaliation. Now what was they retaliating for? This was a female, right? This was a female, okay? And they were sexually harassed, okay? And when they complained about the sexual harassment, right, they lost their job in retaliation. And so not only do I give you the article, I give you the article to prove the story is legit, but then I give you the story behind it. I tell you the names of the people that was involved. I tell you when it was happened. When it happened. I tell you how it happened, and I tell you what was either done or not done about it. Okay, and then not only do I do that, what I do, you see that? That was taken. That's an actual court document that I got and I included in the book. Now, if you buy the book, you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to read it. This is the actual court document that I obtained. Now, this explains that this individual that sued over this retaliation, it shows in the court records that the city was talking about settling out with this individual. Now, if you want to find out if they actually followed through with a settlement and how much the settlement was, if it was a settlement, just buy the book and I give you all of the information that you want. But it shows documentation that they were talking about settling this. So I'm not just making this information up. I'm showing you the documentation to prove it. Another story, right? I just go down the line and I expose a lot of their foolishness. Not all of their foolishness, because this is only volume 1. But everything I expose, I prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Look at this. Former TCPD employee sues city over loss of job. Now, you may think, oh, that sounds a lot like the last one. Yes, it does. But this is another account of the same exact thing. I show you a pattern of behavior. That this city, that this Texas City Police Department has been sued countless times over the same thing. And nobody can tell me that I'm lying, because not only do I show you the articles, I show you the court documents. I show you what happened to these people in court. I show you what happened to them in court. You know, so anybody that tries to say that I'm lying, you know, they're most likely just gonna lose their job, right? I also show you this. Now, there's a guy who runs I-45 now, TJ Alls. He runs I-45 now. He used to be the head editor for the Galveston County Daily News. Now, I really don't have no problems with this individual now, but back when this story that I'm highlighting about how we took on the Texas City Police Department and we took off a lot of heads, right? How we went big game hunting and put a lot of prominent heads on our wall, we had a lot of back and forth with this guy, okay? And we felt like, me and my brother, we felt like he was manipulating the media. So I went after him back in these days too. So I actually show you guys, I made a claim back then that he was arrested for picking up prostitutes, right? So if you're interested in that story as well, bam, here's the article. Mouth of the Cougars, bam, here's the whole article in here. And it documents how he was busted picking up a prostitute and paying her $20 for oral sex. And he literally got caught by the police in the back seat with the prostitute with his pants down and her head in her lap. This is exactly how it reads out. It says, the cop approached the vehicle. Now, this is from the article. The cop approached the vehicle and spotted a man in the back seat with his pants pulled down to his ankles. A woman was leaning her head over his lap, according to reports. Police said the man admitted to paying the woman $20 for oral sex. The woman claimed she has provided the service for him previously. The man identified himself as a reporter and apologized for the incident, police said. A background check revealed he was also wanted for 2 hot check warrants. So, bam, here he is getting busted with the prostitute. The prostitute is saying, yeah, I've done this for him several times before. So this was a pattern of behavior for this guy. But then they say something very, very telling, that he was wanted at that time for 2 hot checks. So what do you think the real bookworm did? The real bookworm went and dug up the records of their writing the hot checks. This is an actual court document, right? That's an actual court document about him being arrested. So I didn't just give the story of him being arrested for picking up the prostitute, but I show you the court documentation about him being arrested, right? And then I go in and I show you the court documents. And this is a court document exposing the fact that he got 6 months probation for it. So he was guilty. He was guilty, and here's the court documentation to prove it. Can't deny it, can't get away from it. You cannot run from it. So now you may be asking, okay, so what are these 2 documents? Look at that. Now, like I said, if you want to read through all of this information, just get the book. You can get the ebook version for just $1.99. You get the ebook version for just $1.99, and you'll have all of these documents at your disposal, and you can peruse them at will. So what are these 2 documents? These 2 documents are when I saw that he was accused of the hot checks, boom, what I did a background check on the dude, right? Individual citizens can do background checks on these people as well. I found the hot checks, and then I put in the book, not only did I tell you what he did, how he did it, when he did it, but I also show you the court documents where he was actually charged with this stuff. And and I point out how he went on the run for this. He did not go through the proper channels to take care of this. He went on the run, and he had warrants out for his arrest because he was on the run from an arrest to arrest for writing hot checks, right? And so when they caught him with the prostitute, he had the warrants for the 2 hot checks. So I give you all of the information about his indiscretions as well, and I give you more information pertaining to it. Now I'm going to just drop this bombshell on you, right? 3 months after he got caught with the prostitute and was exposed to have these warrants, right? 3 months after this, he gets promoted to editor, right? All's name, Sun City editor, right? So he gets a promotion at his job, and he gets a higher position within the newspaper, right? So you gotta ask yourself, why would someone who just caught these cases, right, and has been exposed, right, why would they then get a position, a higher position promotion at their job? Would it be to help facilitate and manipulate the media? Now I go into further detail to prove how the city was utilizing the media to spin certain stories, and I show you circumstantial evidence why an individual within the news media would be willing to go along with several cover-ups that I exposed. I also, many of you know, but some of you don't know, in 2014, me and my brother, we led a march with several other strong citizens of Texas City. It wasn't just us. I don't want to give you that impression, but we led a march on Texas City Police Department, right? Nobody can deny it. I'm not just talking. You can read about the march in the newspaper. So what I do in this chapter, chapter 9, I tell you the whole story, why we did the march, what we did at the march, what was the outcome of that, what happened with that, what cops came to try to talk to us after that to try to settle our grievances, who threatened us after that, etc., etc. And I include a couple of pictures that were taken at the rally following the march, right? Because we had a rally following the march, and I go into detail about that as well. Like I say, this book is just chock full of all kinds of information. Oh yeah, there was also a Lamarck chief and a chief of police in Lamarck, Randall Argonne, right? We had some problems with him. He tried to run all the way to Alaska. I made some connections with individuals in Alaska, and we eventually got him fired from his job in Alaska. So I tell you that story too, and it's a amazing tale about how we chased him all the way down to Alaska to expose him. Now look at this. TCPD officer Christopher Ham kills black man, and Joshua Daniels protests on the steps of the TCPD police station. Now, a lot of you guys remember that situation when Officer Ham killed that young black man at HT. So what I do is, not only do I tell you guys that story, but there was a major protest and rally behind that. You know, that was a big deal in the community. And so my brother attended that rally where Quantum Lex came down. It got real heated. It was all over the news. It was almost a big fight started. So I tell you that story as well. I give you the inside scoop on how that happened, how that rally came about, what happened at that rally, and what happened subsequently after that that rally. Okay. So like I said, I just show you, this is me checking the cops, you know, at a meeting. I just go in and I just give you guys so much information, right? So much information that there's never been a book quite like this written in Texas City, and there never will be another book written quite like this in Texas City until I release volume 2. So like I was telling everybody, I'm working on Project Disclosure, the secret history of Texas City, where I'm exposing all types of police misconduct. People have been submitting their stories. Continue to submit your stories. Continue to tell me what these police officers have done to you, and I will include your story in my next book. What I want you guys to do, y'all gotta go out and get this book, right? You gotta go out and get this book, $10. You can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, or you can go to my website, TheRealBookworm.com, and you can order your copy today. You can also get the ebook version on Amazon for just $1.99. Now that's not everything, right? I just don't want the video to be an hour long. But if I take you through this entire book, it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Because not only am I telling you this, I'm showing it to you. And I'm showing you the documentation. So I dare anybody to say I'm lying, anybody to say there's defamation of character, anybody to say there's slander. They can't. They can't. They're just going to run. When they see this book, they're just going to run. They're going to duck. They're going to hide. They're going to avoid it. They're going to avoid me. They're going to avoid you if you put this stuff in their face. If you get this book and you read this book, you're going to have every piece of ammunition that you need, right, to begin to just gun down, not literally, right, with the information, the Texas City Police Department as a whole. It exposes them. You see decades worth of corruption. Decades worth of corruption, decades worth of corruption, and all of the crimes is laid bare for the world to see. And it's just volume 1. When volume 2 come out, it's really game over, right? It's really game over. So I want you guys to do is go out there and get this big game hunting, man. It's available now. Go get that big game hunting. I just want to show you guys some of the stuff that was in it. But as always, also get my book Suicide Note. This is a fiction novel, not non-fiction. Also get my book Thicker Than Water. Like I say, I'm building the library, man. I'm building the library. Suicide Note, big game hunting, Thicker Than Water. I'm on it, family. I'm on it. Get that big game hunting, right? Get all these works. I'm on it, right? I'm on it. It's this what I do. Like I say, it's a new day, man. Definitely a new day. Definitely a new day. Get your books up. And if you want to learn how to use your creativity to make money yourself, go to www.therealbookworm.com, and I have a whole section explaining to you in detail how you can make money using your creativity. I know you may be thinking, what is he talking about? How can I do it? If you want to make money, just go to the website. Go to the website. Go to the website, and I explain to you how you can make money. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million. I'm not saying you're going to make $1 billion. I'm not saying you're going to make $100,000. That all depends on you. But I'm going to show you how to make the money. And now what you do with that information and how much money you make with that information, that's on you. Because I can't promise anybody anything other than I can give you the tools on how to do it. And once you learn how to do it, how you work that program, it's on you, right? How you work it is on you. Like I say, a lot of people know me. You know, I've always been a very intelligent person, but I haven't always made all the right decisions in my life. Okay? And so I came from a very dark place to here. you know. And so I just give people information on how I was able to do it, and I teach people how to do it for themselves in their own life. Okay, right? I just want to share the information. I want to show you guys how to do it, you know. So if you want to learn how to make money using your creativity, go to the website. This your brother, Matthew Daniels, aka Ampu, aka the chosen few, aka the real bookworm. I'm not a bookworm, I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, world, may your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. Hotel, cheers to that. I hope it ain't still that hot. I gotta take a good drink. There we go. Peace. I'm out.